absolutely thrilled to be presenting the Global Music Teachers Summit. And we've got teachers from all over the world, and I'm absolutely thrilled that they have joined us. So I want to say a big thank you to our speakers, and I'm very excited for all of you that are watching today because we've got some amazing content and a few presents inside the summit that I know you're going to enjoy. So we're going to do a bit of a roundtable today, and if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box, and I'm sure we'll get some answers from you. So our speakers are going to introduce themselves, what country they're from, and just kind of share with you how it's been for them in being a speaker in the Global Music Teachers Summit and how it's really impacted their perspective on teaching. So I'm going to start with Diane Officer. Could you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Good morning, I'm Diane Officer from Dunedin, South Island in New Zealand. I found this participating in this whole exercise has been very empowering. It's given me confidence, and I feel that I'm not alone in the world with teaching music. We all have similar problems and ideals, and it's been absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thank you, Diane. It's so awesome that you're here. We're going to do a little bit of traveling to different parts of the world. So I think we'll head over to Canada land, and let's jump in. I'm sorry, I did say unmute, but I think I'll say mute until you're speaking. Otherwise, you're right. We do hear a lot of background noise. So thank you for that. We're going to head over to Canada land. And let me just admit, we've got a couple more joining us right now. And let's head over to Miss Joanne. So Joanne, go ahead and share with us a little bit about you and what has really impacted you in being part of the speakers for the summit.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joanne Barker. I live in southwestern Ontario, about 2 hours west of Toronto and 2 hours east of Detroit. And I think for me, the biggest takeaway from being a participant in this is that we're not alone, that, we are in our lonely little studios, but we're really not alone. There's so many like-minded people in the world. So it's really, really been a positive experience for me. Thanks, Glory.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Let's go over to Australia. My dear friends are here. I'm going to start off with Gillian. Gillian, welcome. I know it's good morning for you. I was just saying to Paul, I know that everything is going to be wonderful because you're in the future. So that's awesome news. So tell us a little bit do a little introduction, if you don't mind, Gillian, and how this experience has been for you.
Hi, Glory. Well, it's been so wonderful to be part of your summit, and it's a global summit, which I think, as Joanne just said, it's amazing. And to some extent, Diane said, we all are from all different countries all over the world, and yet we all have the same problems. And, part of that is just the change. There's a little bit of a change in the way kids are learning now with all of the smartphones and all the devices around, and how we can face it all together. And it's just been fantastic. And so thank you so much for organising this. I'm from Brisbane, Australia. It's very hot here. And we're near beaches and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, because it's summer. You guys are some of you will be probably still in snow.
We are. We actually don't want to talk to you at all because we're so jealous. We're so jealous. Oh, well, let's head over to Nicole Casey. Hello, Nicole.
Hello. Hi, Glory. Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Casey, and I am in England, so the opposite side of the world to Gillian. And it's cold here, and we're waiting for snow. It's been a fantastic experience being involved with the Global Summit for me, mainly because I am on the other side of the world to most of you. And the difference for me is the positivity that the Americans, the Canadians and the Australians, you just absolutely exude positivity. And I love that because we are, unfortunately, historically, a slightly negative country. So it's been fantastic to soak up all this positivity and really feel that there's a way forward for private music teachers, and it's very exciting. So thank you for involving me.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. I'm so thrilled that you're here. And yes, we're sending snow your way, so you don't have to wait too long for that. Yeah, you're welcome. Barb, let's move over to you. Let's share what country are you from and whereabouts are you?
So I am from Canada. I'm from the nation's capital of Ottawa, and it is sunny but very cold here and windy today. I have really enjoyed being a part of this summit, and I guess listening to teachers from all over the world makes me realize that we all kind of think sometimes the same way. We all have those days where we're so confident, and then we all have those days where we just feel like, you know what, nothing is going right. Why are we doing this? And I think it's just positive. I've just come across really realizing that, if I feel this way, I'm finding out that other teachers feel that way. Other teachers are trying to figure out when to do their laundry, when to lesson plan, when to do this, when to do that. And I just think it's great. I'm glad sometimes you have problems doing laundry. It makes me feel that, you know what? I'm okay.
Yes.
And I think that's what I'm getting out of this whole thing is that I'm going to have good days. I'm going to have bad days. I'm going to feel confident. I'm going to have self-doubt. But that's just part of the teaching realm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we do need to schedule in the laundry because sometimes it doesn't happen. Shauna, how are things with you? Shauna Hunter.
Hi, I'm in Calgary in Canada, the western part of Canada, and we are enjoying a lovely Arctic storm right now. It is so cold. Talking about beaches just makes me jealous. I've really enjoyed being part of the summit. It's been good for me to reflect on what my goals and values are in relation to teaching music, and then comparing that to what other people are doing and knowing that they are facing the same kind of challenges and hearing their solutions has just been great.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Let's move over to Miss Shirley. Hello, Shirley. Shirley Wang.
Hello, how are you, Glory? This is Shirley Wang, and I am in Orlando, Florida, United States, and I was born and raised in Taipei, Taiwan, and I'm Mandarin Chinese. Now I know everybody's confused, but that's okay. And I'm an opera singer, a pianist, and an educator, and I have my own conversation series on Facebook. And being a speaker for your summit helps me with something that I think a lot of performers and independent educators struggle with, which is the imposter syndrome. Yes. We question if we are entitled, if we are capable, if we are the real thing that we should be doing what we're doing. And I think by speaking for your summit, I feel a stronger sense of self-identity, which just helps me to carry on doing this for a little longer. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shirley. It's so lovely that you're here. Let's flip over to Miss Sheila. It really all started with Sheila and I many, many years ago. So Sheila, how are you doing? And thanks for being here.
I'm doing great. I'm Sheila mckibbon-u'ren, and I'm from Brockville, Ontario, Canada, just south of Ottawa, north of Ogdensburg in New York in the United States. I think the biggest thing I got out of the summit was a real sense of satisfaction that I am where I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And like for me, it's I had when I did my interview with Glory and just with working with Glory, it brought back, where I started as a teacher and thinking that I had to only be the teacher that would teach little Mozarts. And now realizing I'm the teacher that I am comfortable teaching kids with the learning problems and the behavioral problems because those kids need teachers too.
Yes.
And we can all be a teacher where we're comfortable. And I just really started to feel comfortable in my own teacher skin.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you, Sheila. So glad that you're here today. Let's flip over to Miss Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello, how are you?
Fantastic.
I'm Rebecca Maxner, and I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, which is the East Coast, just a little bit further east than Boston in the U.S., and I was thrilled to be included in this summit. I think it's a really important thing that you're doing right now for all the teachers everywhere, and I hope we get so many participants because these are really important conversations for us to be having. And the thing that I really took from the conversation I had with you was all about the life-work balance, and that I'm really invested in this, and I put so much time into what I do. And I don't have a very good life-work balance. So now, since my conversation with you, I'm thinking, I really do need to break out those yoga videos again. And even though I can't go to the studio right now, I need to do this in my living room. And I need to invest in myself personally beyond being a piano teacher. and beyond being a composer. And so, you know, if your own mental wellness helps you be in the best place to be the best teacher you can be for your students.
Yeah.
So that's what I took from our conversation.
And does that mean I have to go back and do my yoga, or am I okay?
No, you're accountable to me.
Okay.
You have to do it too.
I was thinking I should just do a Facebook Live yoga every day, because then I would do it, right? But
Yes.
We got to do something. We got to do something. I'm a goal setter. So I was sharing before we went live today that I'm actually a runner. And because I was wondering what's holding me back, and I shared before we went live, and I said, you know, what's holding me back is I don't have a goal. Like I'm a goal setter. So I said, well, I think I did this morning. I set a goal that I'm going to do another half marathon. I'm going to do it out in BC. And I looked up BC half marathons. There's tons of them. So training day camp starts on Monday. So I'm going to be with you, Rebecca, and I'm going to do the half marathon and get back to running. Goal set and done. So there you have it. So Mr. Paul, let's head over to Australia. How are things with you, sir?
Very good, Gloria. I'm glad to hear that you're a runner. I'm a runner too.
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm missing. I need a half marathon to run as well. Maybe I should come to Canada and do one there.
Okay, yes, please. Let's run together. I would love that.
You know, I think the Global Summit has been a wonderful opportunity. My purpose in life is to educate myself and others, and I think that's exactly what the Global Summit is doing. And it gives everyone an opportunity to learn from each other. And I know that when we chatted, I learned so much from the other people that were on the call, and I think that's so valuable that we're continually learning. And this Global Summit is giving us an opportunity to do that.
Yes, it's been so interesting to see, you know, as people are registering from all different parts of the world. And I'm like, wow, they're just coming together to say, hey, and we're just having conversations. And I think, as you know, as we were in the interviews doing our conversations, just one thought leads to another thought. And you think, and we've got some absolutely fabulous little gifts inside the conversation that I had with Gillian and Paul. So please make sure you watch that one, because there's a little present in there for you guys. So we can't reveal everything, but it's coming. So thank you for that, Paul and Gillian. Thanks for sharing that. Christina, let's hear from you, Miss Christina Mathis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christina Mathis. I am in the United States in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So no snow here, although I did hear we might get half an inch sometime in the next week, which means, you know, it's the South, so everything will shut down. We are getting a ton of rain today. So I was supposed to go to an outdoor birthday party for one of my students, but it was canceled. So here we are. I have so enjoyed being part of this summit, and thank you, Glory, for the invitation to participate. One of the things that I've learned, I've just been nodding my head yes to what everyone else has said, because there were so many great takeaways from this. But the imposter syndrome and just feeling like, okay, yeah, everybody else is feeling that way too. And realizing, yeah, I'm not alone. I have my little studio here, and it's small but growing, but I'm not alone in feeling like I'm alone, and that I don't. It's hard when you're teaching independently from other teachers. So just the feeling of camaraderie and meeting all of you wonderful people and seeing that there are other teachers all around the world who are doing exactly the same thing for the same purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Christina. I'm so glad that you're here with us. Thank you. Miss Camara, how are you doing today?
Oh, hi. Very well, thank you, Glory. And so I'm Camara Hennessy, and I reside in Burlington, Ontario, which is situated between Toronto and on the way to Niagara, sort of in between two major cosmopolitan city, Toronto, Hamilton, and Niagara. But anyway, wonderful to be here, Glory. And I also would express a great thank you for inviting me to be a part of this summit. And what has given me the opportunity is to connect with all these wonderful educators you have, and they're sharing their knowledge, their expertise, their resources. which validates what we are doing is an education. It's more than, it is not just for purely entertainment. It's not just for purely, on the side, but we are valid educators, and we have something substantial to offer us, a community, a student, regardless if we have a large studio, a small studio, but how engaged we are in what we're doing in the community. So, and this summit, when you feature all these, world from across the globe, says this is an important education. We can't let it slide at all.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And if you've detected a slight accent, that's not the Ottawa accent. That's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Let's just fess up there, Miss Camara.
Yes.
And I've
Yes.
actually been to Trinidad and Tobago, and it's just beautiful. So, but we do welcome you here in Canada, because I know you've been here for a while.
Glory, I've lived more years here in
Yeah.
Canada than I have in Trinidad. I am now 40 years
Yes.
living in Canada. I came in my early 20s. So
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice.
I identify more as a Canadian now.
Yes. Yes. Well, we're glad that you're here. Thanks for joining me so much, Camara.
Thank you.
Adrian, let's head over to you.
Hello, I'm Adrienne McKinney. I'm in the United States in Lexington, Kentucky, where I teach piano and horn. And I am so happy to be part of this summit. It's been really nice to have a greater sense of community. Teaching piano and horn, teaching privately, anything can feel a little isolating,
Yeah.
especially if you're mostly doing like one-on-one lessons. And this is just kind of, help me get out of that rut of, am I doing everything right? Is this good? And getting to hear everyone else's ideas and look at new resources has been great.
Mhm.
And it's also helped me kind of go more outside my comfort zone, which has been my goal for a while. The last couple of years, I've been telling myself, okay, do things that push you outside your comfort
Yes.
zone, and then you learn more. And it's just been wonderful to meet everyone and talk to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Adrian. So happy that you're here too. I'm starting to forget where I started off, but I think I'm over with Heather. Hi, Heather. Miss Heather
Hi,
Smith.
Glory. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be a part of this group. What I have loved about being part of this group is seeing that even though we're small in numbers, we're such a mighty force, because what we're doing in this world is making such a huge impact by supporting today's youth. I think though the greatest benefit of being a part of your group is getting to know you, Glory, because I didn't know you very well, but now just seeing all the wonderful work that you are doing throughout the world to support the teachers, it's so inspiring. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Heather. Miss Janet. Welcome, Janet Olson.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janet Olson, and I'm currently living in Utah in the United States, but I'm originally from Toronto, and I've only been here a short time in Utah, so I still identify as Canadian, and I hope to identify as Canadian for a long time. First of all, I just want to say thank you to you, Glory, and to everybody else that has participated in this summit. I have learned so much. I'm a believer of learning, personal growth, and this has been the perfect forum to do that. I have learned so many things by talking to others, by realizing that we're not alone. Some of our speakers here today have mentioned that. It is very isolating when you're the only one around and teaching one-on-one. You kind of forget that there are others around the world that are doing the same. So I really appreciate that, and just meeting all of you and learning from all of you. So thank you, Glory, for putting this together. I hope we're able to do this for many years to come.
Absolutely. One of the greatest things for me, of course, was doing all the interviews. I had like booklets of notes because I'm like, what a great idea. What a great idea. And the only way that you really learn all this is if you share. And the whole point of the summit was to open up these conversations because we all have brilliant ideas. And if we can just share one, if you take one little nugget from every presenter here, you're going to have a lot of nuggets when you're done watching.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you can just put one into practice in your studio, you know, that can make a whole difference.
Absolutely.
So thank you, everyone.
Yep. Thank you, Janet. So let's move over to Susan Niekamp. Hello, Susan.
Hey, hi. I am here talking to you from sunny Florida, Fort Myers. It's 75 degrees. Sorry, everybody. But it's a blessing. I'm enjoying it. I used to live in Chicago for 32 years, so I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
I just have this little voice inside me telling that I should say this, so hopefully it will impact you. First of all, thank you, Glory. This is amazing. I feel like when you get to that plateau in life or you get stuck, my mom always told me, now remember, Susan, there's another 16-year-old practicing her clarinet scales. So you decide if you want to do it or not, but that person's going to move forward if you decide not to do it. So there's somebody else out there who's doing what you want to do. So you have to put that effort out. And then she would say something like, you know, God gave you these talents. Don't waste them. You be open. You try. You keep moving forward. Don't let him go to somebody else and use them because you have closed yourself down. So, you know, it's a good takeaway for anybody. Just keep doing, because there's someone else across the country who is.
Yes. Well, and really there's so many, you know, as you've all said, there's so many opportunities for learning right now that it's, I think that this is the time to really excel as an educator. I think there's been massive growth, not only in learning how to teach online, but just all the networking and opportunities and games and activities. And personally, I'm more excited about teaching now than I was 2 years ago because I'm doing something new. And sometimes we get in a rut, same old thing. You know, I've been teaching 20 years. I only say 20 plus, so figure it out for yourself. But I think that it gets me excited when I can come back and say, I feel energized. So thank you for saying that, Susan. Absolutely. Candace, Miss Candace, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good,
I am sorry that I was late. I was actually, if you can believe this, I'm doing curbside delivery for my books for students.
Nice.
So I had to go around and do a whole loop of books and books and books to deliver to people at their curbs because, so I'm in Kitchener, Ontario, just outside of Toronto, kind of in between Toronto and, if you know, the Stratford Festival, I'm kind of that way. And we are in lockdown, so everything is completely online, and anytime the kids need books or the teachers need books for their kids, then it's my job to cart them around. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I feel so inspired by Glory. I always have. I remember a long time ago, I was teaching for another music school, and she had the stack of theory books, and she came in and she said, well, you're the one that likes to teach theory, so, you know, you have a look at these and see what you think. And so I started to go through the books, and I thought, oh, these are cool. These are really different. And another teacher came in and said, oh, yeah, and if you have any questions, just call Glory. And I was like, what a strange thing to say. Why would you ever call an author? Or why would you, right? And then sure enough, I ended up emailing about something. And before I knew it, I was chatting with Glory. And now I always hold up the book and go, I know her. And I just think you're such an inspiration. And the fact that you put all of this together, the summit is incredible. Just, you know, kind of reiterating what everybody said, the fact that to know that there is other teachers out there, there's other, you know, I opened my music school. So there's other music school owners out there that are, you know, trying to get through these trying times and just to get great ideas from other people, how to inspire my teachers, how to inspire my students, how to keep everybody kind of trucking through it looks like in Canada, it's going to be a long time before we get the vaccine. So I don't know, how long we're going to be on lockdown or if we're going to have another lockdown. And it certainly gets discouraging, so this is just awesome to be together with other teachers and see, everybody's pulling through. So thank you so much, Glory. You're amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Candace. And, we really are. We're just here to share the love. And, if we can just put a smile on our faces, then I'm sure we can. It doesn't cost anything to smile. So let's just keep sharing that. Let's go over to Miss Patricia Ann. Hello, Patricia Ann.
Hello. Excuse me. Good morning and evening and wherever you are. I'm Patricia Crane. Excuse me. I sat here so long waiting, I've lost my voice. I'm in sunny Southern California, and it is sunny today. We had a horrible storm, which ended up on the East Coast and was really horrible there. But it's nice here. In fact, it's a little warmer than normal, so we're about 68 degrees today. I have thought of so many different things as everybody's been talking. I guess the thing that I would like to say is that it makes me very excited to hear all of you and how excited you are about music education. I consider myself like a music education promoter. I teach, but my big thing lately has been to get people to really understand. I think a lot of you even don't understand the value of what you're doing for people.
Right.
You're making children's lives better. Music makes people's lives better than any other thing they can study.
Absolutely.
And I can prove it because it's been proven by lots of people in lots of ways in the last 5 to 10 years. This was not known. I think a lot of us knew this in our hearts, but we didn't know how to get it out there. So that and the fact that I'm just meeting those of you that I've met, and it's just been wonderful. I've been part of several different groups of people, and this group is just special. And so the other thing I would like to say is keep studying. I've been teaching for over 60 years, and I still keep studying every day. I'm learning something new from somebody, and it's so exciting to learn from other teachers. So thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Patricia, we had this talk before. You say over 20. We're not admitting to anything past 20. Anyway, thanks.
Oh, people won't believe that.
So we're going to go over to Miss Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to hear you all. I'm coming to you from Toronto, Canada. I know some of you are sort of in my neck of the woods, and I know some of you, and I've met some of you at different, either our local Ontario group or at Canadian conferences. So it's nice to see kind of this group even expanding, and I think that's an exciting thing about the fact that it's a global conference, just getting even more perspectives from all over the world. I think I can pretty much echo everything that's been said. It's always really nice to get a different perspective and to also be able to share, my perspective. Sometimes I feel like I have all these sort of thoughts going through my head. So being able to talk about, worries you have or new ideas and get some feedback on that, it's been really great. So thank you so much, Glory, for having me as well.
Thank you. Thanks, Liz. I'm so glad you're here. Karen Jensen, how are you doing, Karen?
Good, really good. Well, I just want to say thank you to Glory for, I never realized the day that I got this little email inviting me to the UMT Elite Educator pilot class that my life would change so much. And if I had said to anyone that has known me, would I ever be teaching music theory? The answer would be no. It was the least subject that I felt comfortable about as a singer, even though I'd studied it. Even when I was in high school, went to summer school, and as a high school student, and when you jump in those college classes at those junior colleges, they assume you know a lot of things. And so anyway, I was plugging along, but it was like, how do I successfully teach this to my students? I believe it is so vital to be a literate musician and young artist to know what's on the page. And, you know, I did my very best for 20 years with my nonprofit, trying to bring to my singers, you know, 5 choirs, an understanding of what it was they were looking at on the page and how to find all the elements of music the best that you can in an hour's time. But, you know, until I joined this program, I mean, it was like I was looking for this forever. And I finally came home to a method that had been being developed all that time. And there I was, you know, in the midst of this is possible. It's possible to teach this from beginning to end and give people just an amazing education about, first of all, the theory, but the value, just the pure value of music in their lives. And especially singers, you know, they get teased a lot about being illiterate because over the last 20 to 25 years, they learn by rote in choirs. I've had choir students that now study theory with me that said, I always wondered what you meant by blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, holy crud. I just, you know, you feel like you haven't done your job, but you now have this opportunity and now they're sitting in my adult classes or whatever. And coming into then my ensemble and saying, I know what key, I know where we're going, I know this. And I just want to jump through my skin most of the time. That it's so exciting. And all because, you know, I don't know how you invite people to these things, but somehow I got clicked on and I said yes, and here I am, and my life's changed.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you, Karen, because one of the things that really struck a chord, no pun intended, major chord with me, is just to facilitate learning and empowering singers as well as musicians, whether they want to play by ear or improv or jazz or anything. You still have to know the language in order to communicate. And that's the key and it makes you a better musician because you get it. It makes you a better singer because you understand things and you feel better about it, right? You don't walk into rehearsal and say, oh, I sing in the key of G when you really don't know, but it's empowering, you know, so
it really is empowering. And I just my adult singers, I have one who's never studied music in her whole life and she's always wanted to. And now she's in my adult theory class and she studies so hard and she loves it and it's intense, you know, but what I'm finding is people have had a passion to understand for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anybody's ever broken this subject down in its parts like you have, so that it's absolutely line upon line, precept upon precept, that is digestible, that builds and goes someplace. And if you can stick with it, you know,
yeah, thank you.
The sky's the limit.
Yeah, guys, I mean, we're all here for those students. And, you know, one thing Sheila alluded to too, is it's providing education for all.
Yes.
It's not just the students that are the brilliant musicians that sort of have that natural magic fairy dust. It's for everyone, no matter what age you are, no matter what your abilities are. They all have the love of music. And as we all know, I shared in another call, I said, you know, music makes you smarter. And we all know that. But, and I shared before, that teaching music makes you better looking, because look at this group. So, and these are facts. I just put out the facts. So that's going to bring me over.
It does lighten your load. I think it does lighten your load when you feel like you're giving in a rich way to other people, and that somehow, you know, they walk away and then they come back the next time and their lights are on and they're like so excited about what they've learned, whatever age they are, that you're making a difference one person at a time.
Absolutely.
That works for me.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen. And Mr. Mark.
Thank you, Glory. My name is Mark Fonschmidt. I live in the Washington, D.C. suburbs of Maryland. And we are expecting 5 inches of snow tomorrow, which for us will paralyze the city. For those of you I grew up in Minnesota, I just kind of laugh. But and the danger when you live in a community where snow is a rarity is the people who live here all the time don't know how to drive in it. I know how to drive in snow, but I could still get hit by somebody who doesn't. So anyway, but it just picking up on what Karen was saying, I just recently came into the RCM fold as a teacher. I've been teaching for several decades, but now I have students who need to take theory exams to get their, their intermediate certificates at levels, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I was looking for materials to teach music theory. And Gloria and I have laughed because I ended up in the elite educator program because I thought I was taking a course on how to teach music theory.
And you did.
And I did, and I did, and I did learn, and I learned how to teach it. I've been, I was saying I've been teaching music theory for as long as I've been teaching. As a string player, you can't see the notes, so I need to teach the kid. That's a half step. Why is it a half step? Well, I've got a whole means away from the keyboard to help them know that, because most of my students don't play piano. And in a 45-minute lesson, I can't teach them how to play piano and violin. So, but the thing that I was thinking about, as Karen was sharing all the things that she was saying, that it's line upon line that this course material is so wonderful, but it's fun. I was one of those music theory geeks in school, the one that probably many of you love to hate. The kid who got it, the kid that, the teacher would play. Yeah, the teacher would play the dictation example, and she'd look at me and she'd say, "Mark, do you have it?" And I'd say yes. And she said, "Well, you come and play it at the piano while I help the other." So I was that kid. But that didn't help me teach it. We all know as educators, you can be really good, but that's not the same as being able to teach. And so I really had to think about it, and maybe for more than some of you, because some of you maybe in struggling through music theory in your music studies, you understood it better than I did in terms of kind of how to get to the result. But, as I watched my students struggle, I had to find ways to help them learn, because that's what we do. And as we've been talking in classes, I thought, what is kind of my superpower? And for me, I think it's thinking outside the box. I'm one of those teachers, I love the kid who doesn't get it. Because the kid who doesn't get it is the kid who's going to help me find the fifth way to explain that concept. And then when they get it, whoa! And to see their face light up and to be able to look in the eye and say, "You made my week." Or you played that, Itzhak Perlman could not play that better in tune than you just played it, it's just fun to be able to see kids learn. Mm-hmm. And that's what we get to do as educators. It's like, pinch me, I'm dreaming, I get to do a job I look forward to every day.
And thank you for sharing that, Mark. I think I've learned more from my students than they've learned from me some days, and thinking maybe I should just be paying them back and giving them some money. But I hope I didn't forget anybody in the round table. Can you just give me a wave if I missed anybody? No, we're good. Okay. Was there any questions, Joanne, in the chat that I needed to take care of, or are we good?
They're just all chatting amongst themselves. It's all
I saw that. I'm like, I can't control this group at all. They're making, what are you guys doing after dinner? Like, come on. It's like, it's so funny. Let me share this with you. As the summit host, they're all out of control. Like, I have no control over this group. I'll just be straight up. It's like teaching a theory club class. They do their own thing, even though the teacher thinks they're in control. And so it's just the way it goes. But I do want to say thank you to all of the Global Music Teacher Summit speakers. It's been an absolute honor to have you in the very first Global Music Teacher Summit. I'm already planning the second one, which the topic will be revealed after this one is done, but I'm bringing in another host of global speakers for you that I know you're going to enjoy. So make sure, if you haven't registered already, To get registered, the Global Music Teacher Summit goes live on Monday. And so you'll be getting an email every day with the global speakers. There's 40 speakers altogether that are spread throughout 5 days. So you'll be getting 3 presentations from each group every day. And I'm absolutely thrilled. There's also a workbook that goes with your summit so that you can keep track of, which video did I miss and I want to go back and watch that speaker. So we put that together for you. So I know you're going to enjoy that. So thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see everyone inside the summit. So stay tuned. Make sure you check your email so you don't miss anything. Bye now. Thanks again for joining me. See ya.